Missoni Wave is one of the most hyped up fragrances on social media. It's undoubtedly good, but there's one thing to it that makes it incredibly hard to recommend. First, let's go over the presentation. So this is the 100 milliliter bottle. I really like how it goes from a gradient of dark blue to light blue. This is very heavy glass. Like, I could literally just toss it. I don't want to test it because this was incredibly hard to find, which I'll get into in a moment. I really like how it comes with this silver reflective cap. And guess what? It's magnetic, so it comes across very high quality. I wish all fragrances had a magnetic cap. It just makes it that much more luxurious. On the top of the cap, it just says Missoni. On the bottom of the bottle, just some information, the concentration, which is eau de toilette, and my batch code, which is 2157C, in case you're wondering. Missoni Wave was made in 2020, and it was perfumed by Christophe Renaud in Italy. Let's go over what the box looks like so you know what the presentation is like, okay? So this is the box. It's actually quite nice, especially in its budget category that it, well, might have been in. This is all embossed. It actually has a texture to the box. The Missoni Wave on the front is kind of a silver-like reflective finish. On the back, you're getting really nothing. On the top, it says Missoni, and I guess like the date it was established in. On the bottom, you're getting just some information and ingredients and the batch code. This was incredibly hard to get my hands on. Missoni Wave is pretty much sold out off of every online store. And in fact, when I ordered Missoni Wave for the first time, it came like a tester and it didn't have a cap. And I really wanted that magnetic cap and the full presentation to do a full review for you guys. So I had to track someone down on Facebook Marketplace who sold this to me for a very, very good price. And he told me he's been checking out my videos. So you know who you are. Thank you so much. You really saved this video. Let's get into the scent. What does Missoni Wave smell like? The top notes are C notes, citruses, and Sicilian mandarin, with mid notes of lavender, clary sage, rosemary, and Egyptian pelargonium. The base notes are vanilla orchid, Haitian vetiver, patchouli, and oak moss. This is kind of a relatively known fact. This smells like a combination between Versace Pour Homme and Chanel Allure Homme Sport. It kind of smells like both of them combined into one. I know a lot of people say that, but what do they actually mean? Kind of takes the sweetness from Chanel Allure Homme Sport and the freshness from Versace Pour Homme. How does it do that? In Chanel Allure Homme Sport, they use a kind of creamy tonka bean, which is also very sweet. In Versace Pour Homme, they kind of dial that sweetness back. It's less loud and it's just kind of a fresh, clean fragrance. So this is able to take the middle ground between those by adding this nice vanilla orchid, which gives it that sweetness, but it's kind of a sweet floral. So it actually takes the best parts of both fragrances and combines it into one. That's what you're getting here. I really like how this does not open very aggressively. Like, there's some cheaper fragrances that open so aggressively that it makes you feel like you just burnt out your nostrils, but this is actually quite pleasant upon the initial spray, which I really enjoy. 2 sprays on the hand there. So right off the top, I'm getting this really heavy orange note. I'm also getting this nice refreshing type of sea breeze smell. Now, like I said, you kind of smell that vanilla orchid. It's coming across like a sweet floral note. I'm also getting a heavy dose of that lavender and some of the oak moss. And I think it's honestly priming itself for compliments. If there was someone around here right now and I was to ask them, do you like the smell of this fragrance? I guarantee they would say yes. And it does smell relatively high quality for what you're paying for. This is a fragrance that's suited for spring and summer days and kind of casual situations. One thing I like when I wear Missoni Wave is that it's also versatile for sports. It has this nice refreshing feel to it that really makes it smell clean, fresh, but also a little bit playfully sweet at the same time. In fact, I love the scent profile of this so much, I'm gonna do a backflip. I have to, I don't know why. Told you. Anyways, let's talk about the performance. So Missoni Wave does this nice thing where it opens rather loud. It opens up to about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet at the most of very, very nice projection. Then after about an hour and a half to 2 hours, it kind of calms down a little bit closer to your skin, maybe like a foot, and it gives you this nice bubble all around you. Then it's gonna last that way until about 4 hours, and then it's gonna become a bit of a skin scent in the range of 6 to 8 hours before it disappears off your skin completely. Okay, now I really have to touch on the point where it's a little bit of a con. And in my opinion, it makes this a little bit hard to recommend: the price point. This used to be incredibly affordable until it became a victim of its own success. You used to be able to find this at Burlington's, TJ Maxx's, Ross's, all those kind of discount rack stores for like $30 US. Not only has this gone up in price, the retail of this is $109 Canadian, or like $82 US. It's being sold out at all the gray market retailers. I literally had to go on secondhand and I was looking for like 2 months to be able to find it from a buyer who was selling it at a reasonable price. This used to be considered one of the best cheapies that you can get. It's no longer a cheapie, which unfortunately makes it just as expensive or a little bit more expensive than Versace Pour Homme, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. This has to come back down in price for me to be able to recommend it again. Now, with all that being said, I think that this is an amazing fragrance that you should buy if you can get your hands on it for an affordable price, but you're probably gonna have trouble finding it. So if you can, this is one of the best fragrances you can get still at that price point. But with that being said, I'm still gonna give this an 8 out of 10. This comes across as a very premium premium looking and smelling fragrance, but it's a victim of its own success. Have you tried Missoni Wave? What are your thoughts on this fragrance? Leave them in the comments below. Please spray the like button and subscribe if you like fragrance content, and check out this video for more summer fragrances. Thanks for watching, and I love you all.